that to me, that's why he was, he was here. And then the next level of great players was like down here.
What is it that makes Eddie Van Halen stand out as one of the greatest guitarists amongst all the other guitar legends? Dokken's Jon Levin shares why he ranks Eddie so highly, reveals his favourite Van Halen tracks, and recounts a brief but unforgettable moment meeting the man himself. I'm Paul Stevenson from VRP Rocks, and here's Jon Levin talking guitarists. Who were your kind of early inspirations then when it came to guitar?
It came in phases for me. The first inspirations that really got me as a player, got me better as a player, were Eric Clapton and Jimi Hendrix, and I'll explain to you how that happened. See, for guitar, it's one thing to play basic chords like in the first position, but then once you get into bending and putting vibrato on a note, which is really what defines someone's personality as a player, is really how they bend in their vibrato, what they sound like. That's a very big learning curve to go from chords to bending with vibrato. Like, that's a very big transition. And what got me to that was learning Eric Clapton and Jimi Hendrix. Like, I learned that Crossroads solo when I was in 7th grade, 6th grade, and I was still to this day, man, I can grab the guitar and play that like note for note. Like, it just buried into my head. I learned that one, and I learned like probably Purple Haze and a few other ones, and that got me into the bending. And then, sure enough, one day I'm 14 or 15, and someone plays me Eruption, and that was the end of it. Then I was completely like, I didn't believe it was a guitar when I heard that.
Yeah, completely unique, isn't it? Absolutely. Just a quick question. The kind of, you mentioning Van Halen there. I've got one here from Play Disc Golf on YouTube. He says, I know you're a big fan of Eddie Van Halen. What's your favorite Eddie solo, and what's your favorite Van Halen song?
Oh, wow. So if I had to pick one song, I'm going to pick Mean Streets. Oh, no, I'm sorry. I'm going to pick Unchained.
Yeah.
Unchained would be my favorite song, although it's all such genius. One thing, if you go back and listen to anything Ed did, it doesn't matter what, anything, listen to any solo, anything he did. Some guitar players have like moments of brilliance. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then there's other moments where it's like, okay, with Ed Van Halen, every single microsecond, every nanosecond of what he touched on guitar was brilliant. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That to me, that's why he was here. And then the next level of great players was like down here. And there's a whole bunch of guys down here, but to me, he was the only one there, and that's what it was for me with him. I mean, it was just, he was just absolute magic.
Did you ever get to meet him at all?
We got the privilege of opening up for Van Halen. I think it was 2015. We did a gig together. We opened for them. And I met him very briefly. We have a photo together. But I was standing on the side of the stage watching him. A mutual friend of ours was Ed's and main person, right-hand man. And he brought me up there to watch, and at one point in the show, Ed came over to me and said something, whispered into my, tried to talk into my ear while but I couldn't hear him. Because it was so loud, but I have no idea what he said. Maybe he was saying something like, "Get off the stage." I don't know. I don't think so. He was smiling. He was happy and smiling, and he leaned over and said something to me, but I just don't know what it was.